All right, so today I want to talk with you about some lessons that I've learned in 2022. These lessons, I think, taken into 2023 and years beyond will be very beneficial for me and my business. So I want to share them with you so perhaps you can learn from the experiences that I've had. So the first lesson that I want to talk about today, probably the most important lesson, is that cash really is king. You know, you hear people say that. I hear people say that all the time, but I hadn't really examined it to see exactly what that meant. And in 2022, I got to really understand what cash is king means. When we take a look at the environment that we have in the economy in 2022, what's happening worldwide, what's happening with inflation in America, what's happening with the supply chain system, fuel, all of these things have had big impacts on the economy. And when I say the economy, I'm talking about the people, you and me. So these things are impacting us every day. They're causing prices to rise, causing life to be much more expensive. The things that you need on a day in and day out basis is causing your money to be worth less. So there are some serious issues that we have out there. So we would, just make sense to have a plan. So when it comes down to cash is king, why I say that is because we have all these things going on right now. And with inflation, you see the feds are coming in and they're saying, okay, we're trying to cool off the economy. The economy is running too hot. People are spending too much money. So we need to settle things down a bit. So they're raising interest rates, encouraging people not to spend. And when that happens, if you wanted to get a car and the rate was once 2%, now it costs you 6%. So that's going to make it harder for you to finance cars because it's going to increase your payment, increase your total out-of-pocket expenses to own a car. Now, cash is king. Why do we say that? Because it really, really is. When you think about cash money, when you have problems like we're having right now, you have things that are going on in business where sales are impacted, revenue is impacted. It's raining right now. It's a storm right now. So you need shelter, and your shelter is your cash. Your shelter allows for you to come in out of the rain and still not get flooded out, not get drenched because you have some cover with your shelter. It's a bridge over troubled water, right? And what we focus on a lot of times, especially when we first start building net worth and start building into our becoming a millionaire, you realize that you don't have a whole lot of cash on hand because most of your cash, your working capital, you're using to grow your net worth. You're using every dollar that you can almost to put back into investments so those investments actually make money. Because, of course, in a savings account, those are going to be minimal returns on those types of accounts, at least for the last 15 or 20 years it has been, because we've been in a cheap money environment. Rates have been low, and in those types of environments, of course, savings rates are going to be really low. It's not going to be in your benefit to have a whole lot of money in liquid accounts if you're trying to grow your net worth, if you're trying to use dollars in order to grow your investments, grow other dollars. A savings account is not, or hasn't been at least, a good choice. With that said, I do think it's important to have cash. And I'm realizing that now because when I look at it now, I'm saying to myself, man, if I have $1 million in investments, my investments total $1 million, and I mean stock markets, cryptocurrency, so forth and so on, investments, or real estate investments. Well, I want to have $300,000 separate of that in cash, right? I think it's a good idea to have a lot of cash on hand now. And when I say I think a lot, I mean that's relative to who you are, what you see as a lot. But $300,000 to me is a good number to shoot for cash on hand. Maybe it might be 30,000 for you, might be 100,000 for you, might be 10, whatever it may be. When I look at my number, I say, man, $300,000, $200 to $300,000 would be a good number to have on hand. 20 to 30% of your investment assets can be in cash. And I think that's a good number, right? Because it allows for you to extend yourself. Because when it rains, you don't know how long it's going to rain, right? It's a tough time now for businesses, and we don't know how long you're gonna experience revenue declines. So when you have cash, that cash can come in and help you get through those troubled times, right? And it also can allow for you to take advantage of some opportunities. When you look at right now, for example, the stock market is down in certain categories. I was looking at Meta stock just last week, and it was about $97. A few months ago, I bought that same stock at $176. So if you're me and you're buying Meta, if you believe in Facebook, now would be a good time to buy those stocks in Meta, or those shares in Meta, I should say, right? Because they're cheaper. So it just is a good idea to have cash. Cash certainly is king. Now, the next thing I want to talk to you about, another lesson that I feel is really important, is you have an understanding of money utilization. Utilizing money so that it serves you and not you serving it. A lot of things that you want, when it comes down to the things you want in life, your dreams, your goals that you want to accomplish, sometimes you'll look at that and you'll say, man, how do I get that? Excuse me for that phone ringing, but you'll say to yourself, how do I put myself in a position to get these things, right? And what it really boils down to is how you utilize money, how you use money to, say, finance a deal. If you're using your own money and you say, I'm going to finance a certain thing that I want, how am I going to use the dollars so that I get the most out of my money, right? How do I use my money so that I pay the less in interest if I decide to finance a deal, right? Because at the end of the day, it's about how much you're spending to enjoy the things that you want, right? Most people, when they spend, they don't look at it from the standpoint of what actually it's costing. What does it cost me to enjoy what it is that I want to enjoy, right? When I think we look at it that way, we get a better understanding of how to use money to where it benefits you and not use it to where it hurts you, right? When you go in, sometimes people use credit, and credit actually hurts them because they don't understand debt management. They don't understand credit management. They don't understand money utilization. So they get in over their heads on the debt side, and then you're scrambling trying to get out, and you're using money that you should be using for investments, money that you should be using to build your cash position. You're using that money to get out of debt. And, you know, that happens sometimes, but we don't want to always be in that position. We want to start having cash on hand. And how you have cash on hand is you have to fuel that cash position. You have to put money into your cash position. Just like you put it into investments, you have to put it into cash as well to build it up. So money utilization is really important. It's important that you start to develop that skill, because it's going to be the difference in you getting rich and you not getting rich. Money utilization. The next thing that I want to talk about, lessons that I've learned, is really, when we think about it, we're not pursuing money, really. That's what I've found out about myself. I'm not really in the pursuit of money. I've thought that for a long time, is that it's about making money. And for a business, yes, we have to make money. But the other side of that is that I think I like more so than anything else what money provides. And money provides freedom, right? And when you have freedom, you can do the things that you want to do, however big or small they are, that you can do them how you want to do it when you have freedom. And I believe that money helps us to obtain more freedom. The more money you have, the more freedom you can furnish yourself, the more space you can buy yourself, so to speak, when you have money, right? So money provides us the freedom that we want. So in essence, you think you are going after money a lot of times, and what you're really going after is that real freedom, freedom to enjoy life at the level you want, freedom to go on vacation when you want to go on vacation, freedom to be off of work if you say, hey, I'm not going to work today, freedom to manage your own time, right? Having control of your own time is probably the most important thing that we want when we really start to think about it, because when you have the freedom of time, you have freedom to explore your own creativity, right? You have the freedom to do, the time to do the things that are really important to you. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. Some of the lessons that I've learned in 2022, hopefully you can take something from my experiences and they'll help you moving forward. I wish you the very best in your life and business. If you want to learn more about the freight broker business, I'll leave a free link in the description. It's my 5-video series, and it's titled How the Load Moving Process Works. Shows me in the office moving freight so you can learn how we do it and get a better understanding of how the business works before you come into it. Then if you're interested in learning more about how we go out and find our customers, our shippers that we work with, I'll leave you a free video right here. So until the next time, I wish you the very best in your life and business. See you all the way at the top of the mountain, because the bottom is much too crowded.